far as we understand, President Trump's statements were made after speaking with Zelensky, apparently influenced by the perspective that Zelensky presented. This perspective is in complete contrast to our understanding of the current state of affairs. However, we will also have the opportunity to convey our position to the American side. And this will be done by our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Lavrov, who will meet with his counterpart in New York on the sidelines of the General Assembly. War is not aimless. War is meant to ensure our security and our interests, and to eliminate the root causes of the conflict that currently exists between Russia and Ukraine, which in fact does exist in the sphere of European security as a whole. And this is connected to the unwillingness of both the Americans, previous administrations, and the Europeans to take our concerns into account. Russia will continue to defend its interests. The fact that Ukraine is being pushed in every possible way towards the continuation of hostilities, and the claim that Ukraine can win something back is, from our point of view, a mistaken one. The Russian side as a whole, and President Putin in particular, highly values President Trump's political will to continue, to facilitate the search for ways to achieve a peaceful settlement. President Putin is open to seeking a peaceful resolution. The Kiev regime, meanwhile, has now taken an entirely passive stance.
They've been very enthusiastic in a lot of ways. And it's been a terrible war. It should have ended, and Russia should have stopped it. But they've been 3.5 years, and they've gotten not so far. So we'll see what happens. But the other side can fight too, and they've proven that. Maybe it could be that Russia's a paper tiger. I don't know what they are, but 3.5 years of fighting and killing everybody, of killing 7,000 people a week for nothing. So it's a very sad situation, but most of you have seen the recent statement I put out a little while ago, and I'm glad you got it. But I feel that way. I really do feel that way. Let them get their land back.
Yep.
So we'll see how it all works out.
With the President of the United States was a good, constructive meeting. I'm very thankful for his efforts. I said it during the beginning of our meeting, but I think what is more important, what we discussed. I will not share all the details this time of our discussion, but it was good, and there are some moments about battlefield. I think that President is he knows some details, and I think he knows more details than usual. Not usual, I mean that before, and I'm happy with this. We shared some details, and he shared with us, I think, even more, and some details about the economy of Russia. It goes, we think, very bad. Of course, still problem that they have a lot of cash. We know how they, this made money in Russia, made and make, but this is their way of life. Yes, the good news for us, because they spend money for war machine. The good news that the economy is in the bad shape. Bad news that they still have a lot of money, much money. Yes, but it's decreasing. Trump is a game changer by himself if he will be sure in Ukraine, and I think that he is more close now to this situation, and that's why. And between us, only Trump can. For today, we know some not too much players in the world who can be game changers, but he's the most closer to this. He has had relations with Putin, and before my dialogue with him, he had these relations, and I don't know on what this relation based, but in any way he has it, and that's why he trusted that when Putin shared with him the situation in Ukraine on the east, that in one day, in 1 week, in 1 month, or these fairy tales that they will occupy totally our Donbass east, or part which we control. Yes, big part which we control. And of course he trusts him, and when then he back to me, President Trump, during phone conversations or dialogue, yes, he always said that, look, in autumn they will occupy it, we need to do something, and etc. And then one by one he understood that Putin is just sharing some information which is far away of a real situation on the battlefield, far away of truth. And of course, then when now he trusts much more bigger to me, because to the information what my intelligence and my military guys, military cabinet shares with partners.